I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. But anyway, how's it going, everyone? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It's time for your match review of Leeds 2, Brighton 2. Before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below and hit that notification bell as well. Yeah, like I just said, I don't know what to make of it. I don't know how to feel. Because, yeah, we've got a point, which I know I said a point in my preview, but I'll be honest, deep down, I was expecting a defeat here. So in that aspect, yeah, it is a bit positive in that respect, but I have to just say it how it is, guys. I thought that was really bad today. I did. I thought it was really poor. First half especially, I thought we showed Brighton way too much respect. We stood off them. We didn't press them. We didn't try and just match their intensity. Now, I understand where people might come from who say that obviously when Brighton had the ball at the back and at one point, their centre-half, he had the ball and he just stood still. And there was a Bamford and Aronson both in front of him, and I think Harrison maybe. And they looked like they didn't know whether to go, press or not. Now, in the ground, I'm shouting, press him, press him. But at half-time, when I was thinking about it and I was speaking to my uncle in the concourse, we were both saying, like, it's a tricky one, that. Because if they do press, Brighton could have quite easily just picked us apart and yeah, which I understand that. But at the same time, there were instances where they were giving the ball away at the back as a result of our pressures. So why didn't we keep doing it? But again, I can understand both sides of the argument there. I can, but it was really painful to watch at times, was that game. It was very frustrating. Because like I just said there, if Leeds had pressed, they'd have picked us apart. But I still felt that there were instances in that game where they did pick us apart anyway, allowing them so much time and space on the ball. These are serious ballers in Brighton's team. Alexis McAllister, World Cup winner. Caicedo in midfield. Solly March, Pascal Gross. Mitoma. And then Welbeck came on and he's about 30 odd years old, and I'll be honest, he looked good. So I think as well, a big factor is obviously that results did not go our way today. Obviously, Everton beat Brentford 1-0, classic 1-0 home win for Everton. And Bournemouth beat Liverpool. Those of you that joined me on the match preview live last night, I said it. I said, wouldn't it be typical of Liverpool to get to beat Man United 7-0 and then go and get beat by Bournemouth? And that's exactly what happened. Salah missed a penalty as well. Shocking penalty in that game. And yeah, I think if other results had gone our way today, I'd feel a little bit more positive about today's result. But at the end of the day, if Southampton can do the unthinkable and beat Man United tomorrow, which, yeah, people might think that'll just not happen, but look at today. Who'd have thought that Bournemouth would have beaten Liverpool after beating Scum 7-0 last week? You just wouldn't have said it, would you? So if Southampton do the unthinkable and beat Man United tomorrow, then we'll be bottom of the league. Rock bottom. 19th at the minute. as a result of the other games. And yeah, I just feel right flat, to be honest. Really frustrating to watch, obviously. The lineup I thought was a bit surprising. Gnonto on the bench again. Why? Just why? Like, he came on in that second half. He stretches the play. It causes loads of defences issues. Why is he sat on the bench from the start? Weston McKennie on the bench. Why? What has he done to warrant being dropped? I think he's been quite good since he's come in. You know, Aronson starting over Weston McKennie. Aronson again, soft on the ball. Always looking at the ref whenever he gets touched, he's on deck. Bamford, soft. Getting shoved off the ball way too much. Jack Harrison, I thought started the game quite well. But then as the game went on, he turned into the Harrison of old. Giving the ball away left, right and centre. Being dispossessed way too easily. Thought Elland was poor today. I have to say it how it is. I think he's played really well of late. But today, I thought he was poor. He was getting beaten by that ball over the top to Mitoma every single time. It was so predictable from Brighton as well at times. But Leeds just weren't clicking onto it. Elland was getting beaten fair too easily. So was Robin Koch. That's probably Koch's worst game of late. I think up until today, he's been really good with Max Verber. But Koch was poor today. He was getting shoved off of the ball as well. He's passing. I mean, in the second half, he had the ball and he was running. He was bringing ball out front back. And he just kicked it in the east stand. He would try to find Adams, but he just kicked it in the east stand. Which I'm sure he didn't mean to do, but it looked like he meant it. That's how weird it was. He just ran out and he just booted it into the east stand. Aronson and Harrison, which I actually don't blame Harrison for this, but there was an instance in the second half where Aronson has ball, he's on the attack, he's in and out, he's weaving, and you're thinking, right, go on, create something. And Harrison's on his left. Now, yeah, Harrison wasn't stood miles away from him. But I thought, right, lay it off now. Like, even if it's just the slightest little pass, just lay it off to him. But Aronson just ran away from the ball and just left the ball there. And Harrison ended up getting tackled and they want ball back. And everyone in the ground were just looking at each other like did that just happen? Like, he has the ball and then he just leaves the ball and runs the other direction. I was just thinking, what? The players, they look nervous. They fit the body language, everything about it. They look nervous. They look a team on low confidence. They don't. I think the lineup has changed a few times under the new coach, and I get it to an extent because he's maybe trying to find his best 11. But I think the fact that you're changing the lineup so often maybe is having a negative impact in a sense of the players aren't getting familiar with playing in a consistent 11. They look like they didn't understand what each other's roles were for the majority of that game. And obviously, Brighton's first goal, I think it's just a typical Leeds goal to concede, isn't it? Ball into the box, he meets it at the back post and was it McAllister? Easiest header and it's 1-0 Brighton. Again, typical goal for Leeds United to concede. Very frustrating to watch. And every time we got the ball on the wings, I was saying, just get it in the box, just get it in the box. There was loads of instances where Leeds maybe could have shot or had it in the box, but I think we overthink it a lot at times. But Bamford's goal, really good finish as well. But it came from just Leeds being a little bit more on the front foot. Harrison, first time ball into Bamford's feet. Bamford takes a touch, shoots and it goes in. And I turned around to everyone, I was going, that's what happens when you shoot. That's what happens when you're just quick and not slow on the ball. And Bamford, I thought, up until his goal, I thought was poor. He had another shot which went into side netting afterwards. But at half time, I was thinking, yeah, it was a shocking first half for 40 minutes. But hopefully the Bamford goal has, kicked him into gear a bit. Came out second half, I thought, we started the second half quite well. We're on front foot. We were, having quite a few counter-attacks. And then Brighton have virtually their first attack of the half, or one of the first real concrete chances. And, their second goal, I'd say it's poor defending, but it isn't defending. Because Elland, again, gets beaten far too easily by Mitoma. I think it's either Koch or Verber initially clears it, but then Harrison tries to clear it and it just comes off his foot wrong and it goes in and it's a Jack Harrison own goal, which obviously I know he ends up scoring our second goal, but at that point you're thinking that just summed up his game because it was poor, and then that happened, and about a minute or two before Patrick Bamford equalised, the Elland Road was quite toxic. They were getting booed. Chance of what the F is going on, and then Bamford went and scored, and obviously Firpo's then digging out the south stand and he's going like that to us, and I didn't like that because at the end of the day, whether you're a season ticket holder like myself, whether you've just paid for a ticket, everyone in that ground is a paying customer. We have a right to be frustrated with having been served up that poor performance up until that point. We had a right to vent our frustrations. I personally did not boo or chant that. I was just stood there in disbelief, just looking around at me, just thinking, what has this become? But then obviously Leeds scored and the crowd were a little bit more on side. And I think we started off the second half quite well in terms of the team and the crowd. There was quite a long sustained period of the Champions of Europe chant, which I thought was having a positive effect on the squad. But again, once Brighton's second goal went in, it just seemed like everything went to pot. It was shortly after that when Koch kicks it into the east stand and everyone's just getting really nervy and panicky. And then obviously Jack Harrison scores the second equaliser. Obviously Brighton were moaning about a second ball being on the pitch. I have seen it back, and as Nonto plays it into Harrison, he actually just kicks the second ball off at pitch. It had nothing to do with the goal. It wasn't interfering with play, anything like that. It was a good finish on Jack's right foot as well. And again, the celebration from him just turning round and, just going like that, getting angry. I thought, no, mate, like your performances this season do not warrant you to celebrate a goal like that. And yes, it was a really top finish from him and Bamford, but it doesn't take away from the fact that they were poor overall on the day. Thought Firpo had another decent game until the last 10 minutes when he kind of started to lose his head a little bit, but yeah, and obviously the positives that as bench looked a lot more solid. We introduced Rodrigo in with about 20 minutes to go. Didn't really do much. He did look a bit rusty every time he had a half chance in box or every time he had hold up ball. Thought Ruta, some good little bits, but overall didn't really have an impact. We saw Weston McKennie come on and I thought it was okay. And we saw Sinistera for about 30 seconds. I don't even think he touched the ball. I don't see the point in making that sub. He came on, Leeds had a goal kick, and the ref blew it for full time. I don't even think he touched the ball, and if he did, it was once. So yeah, look, overall, I'm annoyed with the performance, especially at Elland Road. You shouldn't be performing like that at Elland Road. I thought for the majority they were They were cutting us open quite a lot. Leeds looked so open defensively today. I think it's the poorest we've looked defensively under the new coach, and hopefully that gets addressed. Little bit more clinical to a degree, I guess. More clinical than we've been. We scored 2 goals, which is unheard of for Leeds United at the minute. Two, and I just want to say as well, just to make it slightly positive on this one, both goals really good finishes. I thought Bamford's was a deflection. It was a slight deflection, and Harrison's, really good finishes from both of them, but they were both quite poor, and I just have to say it how it is. Brighton will be very frustrated that they've not won that game. I felt there should have been at least 3-0 up in that first half. The amount of chances that they squandered. I think if they were a little bit more clinical today, that it'd have been a defeat. But like I say, if other games had gone our way, I would feel a bit more positive about a point against Brighton. But they are the most. I've seen scum play here. I've seen City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. Brighton are the only team that I've seen look so comfortable to play against Leeds at Elland Road. How they were passing it about, the link-up play, it was good as a neutral, I imagine it'd have been very good to watch. As a Leeds fan, it was very frustrating to see, but I can appreciate that they are a very good team, a very well-run club, and hopefully, if Leeds can stay up this season, we can start to emulate that under potential new ownership in the 49ers. But yeah, overall, I'm quite deflated and quite flat after that. It wasn't the performance I expected in front of our own fans. And I just hope that we can still find a way out of this. We've got Wolves next week, which is another massive game. And if we can win that, it looks a bit better. But if, like I said earlier, if Southampton do the unthinkable tomorrow, I think I'll lose my head. I don't even want to think about that happening yet. I really don't. But yeah, we'll leave it there for tonight, guys. Appreciate everyone that's watched. If you've enjoyed this upload, please smash a like on it. It really helps get the video out there. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel and get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and hit that notification bell so that you're aware of every time I upload and go live. The final say will be back live on the channel from 7 o'clock, so if you're about, please make sure that you join in and get all of your thoughts in the live chat as we go. It'll be nice to have a therapy session about it like we did last week after Chelsea. I'm actually quite excited to get on the live again and see what you all thought of the game, and have a good chat about it and hopefully make ourselves feel a bit better. So yeah, as I said, hit that like button, subscribe, share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you tomorrow night live on the channel at 7 o'clock for the final say. Thank you.